whether at 20 or 80, anyone who keeps learning stays young. I, Asha S., Assistant Professor, Seshadripuram Institute of Commerce and Management, welcome you all for NAC criteria-based international level FTP, Day 6 on Case Studies, Extensive Experiential Learning Needs. I now request Principal Professor Vidya Shivannavar to welcome the gathering.
Good noon to all of you. Today, we all have gathered here for the 6th day of virtual NAC criteria-based 7 days workshop FDP program on different areas of NAC. Today, the topic for today is case studies, extensive experimental learning needs. You all know we have a lot of changes in the learning pattern of students where we need to adopt new to new teaching pedagogies. Case study is one among them. And now meeting the future minds and the present generation is a challenge for challenge for teachers, faculties at the campus. So to update ourselves, to upgrade ourselves, and see to it that we follow new to new experiential learning methods to help our students reach their goals, we have arranged this webinar. We have amongst us today Sri R.B. Murtunjay, Trustee, Sheshadripuram Educational Trust. Sir is an advocate by profession. He takes keen interest in the improvement and development of Sheshadripuram Group of Institutions, colleges and schools. Sir, on behalf of Sheshadripuram Institute of Commerce and Management, I extend a warm welcome to you and request you to preside over the program.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We have amongst us Dr. M. Amtul Thawab, Ma'am, Principal and Head of PG and Research, Department of Commerce, Duquesne Millet College for Men, Chennai. Ma'am, on behalf of Sheshadripuram Educational Trust and Sheshadripuram Institute of Commerce and Management, we extend a warm welcome to you. Welcome to the gathering, ma'am. I extend a warm welcome to Team Drushti, Assistant Professor Dilip Kumar Yadav sir, Assistant Professor Shilpa ma'am, and Assistant Professor Suresha B sir to this webinar. Welcome to all of you. I extend a warm welcome to our IQAC coordinator, Assistant Professor Amar H.A. sir. Welcome, sir. I welcome all the participants from all over the globe who have joined us today on this webinar. Welcome to one and all. Over to you, Asha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I will 1 hour for the welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
A case study is a detailed study of specific subject such as person, group, place, event, organization, or phenomenon. Case studies are good for describing, comparing, evaluating, and understanding different aspects of research problem. To give a brief introduction about today's resource person, Dr. M. Amtul Thawab, ma'am, is presently working as Principal and Head, PG and Research Department of Commerce, the Quiet Millet College for Men, Chennai. She has 24 years of teaching experience and as many accolades to her credit. She has organized UGC-sponsored national conference, one-day seminar sponsored by Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and has published around 16 papers in UGC K-list journals, Scopus indexed journals, and presented papers in various conferences, and attended various workshops, seminars, FTP, symposium, webinar, online courses. She has edited one UGC-K Group 1 journal and one ISBN book, and elected twice to Academic Council of University of Madras, and secured centum in Business Mathematics and Statistics in BCom examination. Ma'am has organized various camps like blood donation, TB awareness, eye checkup, AIDS awareness, etc., and received award of appreciation from University of Madras, NSS, for the dedicated efforts towards the humanitarian services rendered during the Mega Project 2011. She has organized quiz, short play, and oratorical competitions on National Voters Day, organized a rally on National Voters Day, participated in Tanti TV show Makkal Munnal as a special guest to discuss the life-oriented issues, and participated in Patti Mandram and Vivadamadai, organized by the Words Women's Welfare Associations, and received prize for the best Vivadam. She attended International Virtual Colloquium organized by Vivekananda College of Arts and Science for Women, Namakkal, as keynote speaker. I welcome you for the session, ma'am. I request you to start the session, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you, Mrs. Asha, for your introduction. All glory be to God. Most respected Mr. W.G. Ramakrishnan, Chairman, Governing Council, Professor Vidya Sivana, Principal, Mr. R.V. Mrityunjaya, Trustee, Sheshathapuram Educational Trust, Organizing Secretary, and dear participant, good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure.
Is there some problem for her from her end, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Her network is slow, maybe.
Okay. Shilpa ma'am, kindly check, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing it.
Of this 7 NAAC criteria-based international level faculty development program 2020-2021 organized by Drishti Faculty Development Forum in association with IQSE, Sheshathapuram Institute of Commerce and Management. NAAC has identified a set of 7 criteria to serve as a basis of its assessment procedure. The quality and the future of the institution depends on its internal quality assurance and faculty empowerment. It is the need of the hour for every higher education institutions to focus on all the areas. I congratulate the Associate Professor Dilip Kumar Yadav, Convener, Associate Professor Amar H.A., IQSE Coordinator, Assistant Professor Shilpa C.S., Co-Convener, Assistant Professor Suresha B., Co-Convener for organizing this program. NAAC has given more weightage to learning process to ensure good learning takes place. My topic for this session is case studies, extensive experiential learning need. Deep understanding of the subject matter and skill development are very, very essential to survive and to be successful in the society. Okay, so here actually the case study, we are using it in research field as a research design, and actually we are very familiar with the case study that gives us in-depth knowledge about the subject. It may be a person, group, or whatever it may be, as Asha madam just correctly pointed out. Okay, case study is helping us to get a clear idea about the subject in just to have a better understanding in depth. And here the case study depends upon the need of the research. What they'll just select the type of case study. Say for example, if they have limited time and limited resources, they'll just try to, if it is the case is very complicated one, they'll go with one single case study. Suppose if they have time and resources to carry out many different cases, they'll go for the multiple case study. So the design depends upon the researchers' convenience, availability, and the objective of the research study. I would like to just quote the words of Confucius. Tell me, and I'll forget. Show me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I will understand. So actually, when we are just involving our students in the learning process, that helping us to get a better understanding. Okay, so to have a better understanding, involving of the students is very, very essential. And the same thing actually insisted, even we found by research. The research says when students are just getting the information through audio visual reading lecture, they are able to retain the learning only up to 20%. But when they are participating, when they are learning by doing, they are able to learn things up to 75% and they are able to retain the learning by 75%. So involvement of students in the learning process helps the learner to get a better understanding. Okay, that better understanding is essential and that is the goal of all learning process. And learning, as I told you, you are familiar, we are already familiar with the case study as a research design. Okay, and at the same case studies with some modification, if we apply in the learning process, that helps the students to get a better understanding. Okay, so as per the survey, it's better to teach them actually by involving the students. Learning by doing and participation, that is helping learners to retain the learnings up to 75%. And when we are just using the case teaching, case study, when we are actually teaching, case teaching, there actually what we have to do is we have to be little bit more careful. As a teacher, when we go for a lecture, we prepare lesson plan. Same way here, preparation is required for case teaching too. The case teaching is actually is essential for the involvement of the students. When we are doing research, actually we will collect the information. But in case of case teaching, we will provide the information to the students. And what we will do is we will ask them to. Madam, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. You can continue.
Okay. So case teaching, here what we are doing is before we just go for case teaching, as a teacher, as a professor, we have to focus on the curriculum and see to it that whether we are able to cover the concept, whatever is to be covered under our curriculum. And case facilitator orientation. So here the person who is just doing the case teaching, he has to be given a proper training regarding how to handle the class. And here what they have to do is depends upon the syllabus, depends upon the concept to be covered. They have to do a planning that is essential even in teaching. As we do for the lesson plans for theory classes, the case mapping is essential for us to just deal this case studies. Okay, and then usually students, they involve themselves only when they are getting some return. Say for example, when they are doing it, they'll expect appreciation, some reward they will expect. Okay, if some particular work is actually considered for grading purpose, they'll do it with involvement, with interest. If not, they won't do. So they have to even just formulate a grading system for this particular case teaching. And then we have to provide necessary infrastructure for carrying out the case teaching. These are all the basic things that to be considered while we are going for the case teaching. A case study, actually, when we are just discussing it, what we have to do is we have to just check whether it covers the objective. What is the objective behind discussing that particular case? Okay, whether it will serve the purpose or not. That has to be taken into consideration. And then the organization actually, usually in business research and all, even this case study is used for taking managerial decision. So in case of students who are doing commerce management, when suppose if they are discussing the case related to organization, when they are just telling about the situation of particular problem, and when they are just allowing them to involve and analyze, the students are getting many advantages, like they are able to apply theory Okay, here we are applying in the real situation, they are able to apply the theory and they are able to get a better understanding. And regarding the students, they are actually getting a skill of making decision. Decision making is a very important point that has to be actually insisted, because everywhere in the organization, who are in the manager cadre and whoever is actually in our day-to-day life also, we have to take decision. Decision making is a very important part in our day-to-day life. When we will have the decision making problem is when we have more than one alternative. When we have any solution having more than one alternative, we have to analyze and we have to select the best alternative. And the decision making is a very important skill that has to be taught to the students with the help of this case teaching. And this for case teaching will help the students to improve their skills related to analyzing the data, technical skills. And then the students actually, they are able to get a very clear understanding about the subject. The reason is they are involving themselves and they are just trying to analyze the data, and based on the analysis they are giving suggestion and having the discussion in the class. So this type of discussion analysis is helping the students to have analytical skills and to just improve their skills related to decision making and critical thinking. Okay, so the presenting realistic picture, because here we are given the real problem to the student. So the students are getting exposure to the real situation, and through the real situation, real problem, they get an idea of what is happening around them, how things are going on. And in after getting the graduation or post graduation, whatever it may be, when they step into the organization, what type of problems they have to face and how they have to handle, a clear idea they will get. And the things is actually that they are able to judge things, they are able to just analyze, and based on their information and knowledge, whatever they have acquired, with those information and knowledge, they'll be in a position to take a better judgment. They'll be able to come to a conclusion. And decision making actually is essential, and when they are just thinking that even they can do all these things, this gives them a positive vibration, the strength, and they'll feel that yes, I can do this without anyone's help. And then they should know the difference between the assumption and inferences, because inferences are made based on the analysis and assumption is just guess. And when we are taking decision, we should not take decision blindly on the assumption, blindly on the guess. We have to analyze the data and accordingly decisions has to be taken. Okay, so here what we are doing is just we are giving the students limited information. With the limited informations, when they are analyzing and when they are taking decisions, they get an idea about how to handle the information, and they'll be in a position to know what is relevant information, what is irrelevant information, what is to be taken into consideration, what is to be ignored. Okay, this is how actually the case method is helping the students to get the knowledge about. And here the thing is, when we are discussing things in a group, the group discussion will result in difference of opinion, and the students will get an idea how to deal with the difference of opinion. So these are the things which is actually molding them, which is improving students' self-esteem, which is helping them to get a better understanding and just to tackle things. Okay, these are all the benefits we have when we just handle the case method in our teaching. So the case method is a pedagogical tool which can be used for an effective teaching. Okay, so effective teaching, but thing is that has to be handled properly. Proper planning is required. Okay, so case mapping of the courses are very, very essential. As I told you, just like a lesson plan, even the planning has to be done for the case studies. They have to decide what is a apt case study which will be suitable for their subject, for their curriculum, for their concepts, and what type of analysis actually is required. And the basic theoretical information has to be passed on to the students to have an effective discussion. Because only when if they have the background knowledge, they'll acquire the additional informations and easily they can go for an explanation. And discussion will definitely will give you a fruitful result, and that will help them to get a best result out of the case teaching. Okay, so case teaching is helping us to get the explanation about why things are happening like this, what actually is exactly the particular situation, how, why it has happened, and whether there is any relationship between any variables. Okay, so these type of information the case study gives. And based on that only, we can classify the case study as exploratory case study, descriptive case study, explorative case study. So these are all the various ways. And with the help of this case studies, we are getting a very healthy discussion in the class. And the healthy discussion and analysis is helping us to get suggestion from the student, helping us to get a better result, and involving the students in the class is actually helping them to acquire knowledge and experience. I can say knowledge and experience is two sides of the coin, and these two things are very, very essential. As I actually let we can just relate this knowledge and experience with the word key, KEY, key. Here I can say K stands for the knowledge, E stands for experience, Y stands for the yield. So when we are actually using the knowledge and the experience, whatever we have gained, if we are just using these two things, definitely we'll get a better yield, better result. So experience is actually helping a lot to just get a good decision. And actually here, the thing is, we are going to just see how the case study can be used in the teaching as a pedagogical tool. So experimental learning, experiential learning actually is a concept which is actually introduced by Gall. Okay, and the experiential learning theory is introduced by Golf, and this experiential theory is used in the teaching learning process for getting an effective and best result. His book's Experiential Learning is best known presentation of which is actually focusing on this particular approach. Goal theory, experiential learning, actually they are relating the knowledge with the experience, and here they are just given, he has given a learning cycle with 4 phases, that is experience, reflect, conceptualize, and experiment. See here, the cycle is actually continuous. Here, there is no starting point or an ending point. It's all depends on the learner, how we take things and how we start its learning process. Because, for example, if some people, if we just are having an idea, want to learn driving, car driving, what they will do is first they'll be just interested in knowing the theory aspect of it. They want to know what is what and how, what is the use of that particular part, what is gear, what is clutch, where is the brake, everything. They'll just have a look, they'll get the theoretical knowledge about it, and then they'll observe people, how they are doing things, and then they'll sit and they'll drive. But certain people, they'll not just think of all these things right away. They'll sit in the driver seat. They wanted to just learn driving. And this even we have this kind of people, and they just have a thinking that when we are just listening the theory part alone, that will not give any idea, that will not give them a better understanding. Straight away jumping into the practice, when they are doing it, they think that that will give them a clear learning, better understanding. So it depends upon the learner's ability, learner style, the teacher has to teach. Okay, so in the sense that means he has to focus the entire classroom. He has to have the objective of teaching each and every one of the class. So they'll will get a satisfaction only if entire class understands the concept. So here actually on the learning cycle, if you see the presentation, because I am not able to see anything, kindly just bear with me. The reason is because of technical issue. I am just going with the cell phone. So when I am presenting the screen, I am able to see only my screen now. Okay, so experience, experimentation, reflection, conceptualize. These are the four phases that is essential for this experiential learning. So here, whatever things we are learning through our experience, what we'll do is using the knowledge, using the experience, we will just have a plan accordingly, strategy, and we will do it in the action. Okay, when we are doing things, we will get an clarity about what is where I have gone wrong, what is wrong, what has to be done, and that knowledge will help me to do things in a better manner in the future. Okay, as when we do things, no, we'll always have a think in our mind. Okay, I should have done in this way. If I have done in that way, that will be better. So better knowledge, understanding, everything will get only when we do things, and when we fail in one particular point, we just find a strategy for the success. I would like to just tell you one small story. One media person for the interview went and just had an interview with a very successful business person. He asked the person, what is the secret behind the success, how you were able to be a big shot in this business world, and which is having full of competition. Then he told, I have taken a correct decision. That's the reason why I am successful. Then he asked how you are able to do correct, able to take a correct decision. Then he told, I learned from my wrong decision. So when we make mistake, when we commit mistake, only we learn where we have gone wrong and how we have to correct ourselves. So in the class, when students are having the discussion, and if you feel that they are just not have taking over the discussion up to your expectations or something, so immediately don't discourage them. Let them tell their views. Let them just discuss. Allow them, and slowly at the end, you can just tell how to just make improvement in their presentation, how to just have a better discussion and better suggestion. So the way we tell, that is very important. As a teacher, handling the students is a big challenge. And actually, when we just take care of small things, when we just teach, really that makes a very big impact on the students and on the learning process of the students. So that has to be taken into account. And I would like to just share a model, 70-20-10 model with you. In the year 1980, this model was actually was introduced, 70-20-10 model. Here, this learning and development formula was developed by Morgan McCall and the Center for Creative Leadership. And this model says 70% of the learning comes from on the job experience. On the job experience means when they do the work, with the help of the experience, they are able to learn up to 70%. And 20% comes from the development of the relationship. when they have a relationship with their colleagues, with the people along, actually when we do the work, we do along with other people. So when we are just doing it with other people, with from them we learn, and that learning actually is up to 20% is helping us. So total together, it comes to 90%. So what is the remaining 10% is only the formal learning, what we are learning in the classroom, what we are learning from the formal training. Okay, so the majority we are learning only from the experience. So what we learn with pleasure, we never forget. These are the words of Alfred Mercier. So this actually, it's a known fact, because when we learn with passion, when we learn with pleasure, we will not forget at all. When someone says study, 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 and by compulsion, if we are studying, maybe for the exam point of view of we are studying, that the learning will be only for a short period. That will get registered in the short-term memory, and in the future that may not be of any use to us. So always, even teaching also should be a passion. So when we teach them with passion, with patience, that will help us to get a best result. Same way, when people are learning, just we have to motivate them to learn with pleasure, to learn with passion, to learn with enjoyment. That is the key for effective learning. Okay, so formal learning and informal learning, these two things are, two elements are more important in our learning process, because the basic understanding of the concept that we get only from the formal learning. So we cannot just completely, we cannot say that it's only a 10%. So it's an ignorable percentage. No, formal learning is also contributing a lot. And when we are involving students, when we are actually just say making the learning effective, then that is helping us to have a better result. As I told you, 20% is from the social learning. So social learning is nothing but, let's say when we are just working in the group, what we do is, when we don't know any things, when we have small doubts, we always used to ask our seniors, our fellow friends, spontaneously. Only thing is, we should have the interest to learn. That is very, very important. When we have the interest to learn, automatically, even we don't mind asking our juniors. Say, for example, here, when I started my presentation, I was not able to just join, and I'm not able to just present my screen. Only one of my junior, my colleague, helped me to just join, and with the help of his phone, I have joined. So what is important? Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am, you're audible. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay, so here actually people who are young, they are actually very good in technology usage. They know how to just solve technical issues, and who are people are with actually who are belongs to middle age. We finding it very difficult to just handle the technology, but no option left. And the pandemic actually made everyone to use the technology, and we have to adopt the change. If we are not adopting the change, we cannot survive in the market. We cannot survive in the competitive world. So actually learning is a continuous process. So once we finish our schooling, college, the degree, the things, cannot say that, okay, everything I have learned. No, every day we are learning, and from whom we are learning, that alone differs. Okay, so in the formal learning, we always say from teacher, but when in the real world, from different people, we are learning things from our fellow workers, from our colleagues, from our, sometimes even we learn new things from our students. We have to accept it. We have to appreciate them. when they say that this is the new app available and this can be used for teaching purpose, when they are just telling it, we have to appreciate them. We have to tell, good, it's nice, and let us also just use it. So this is how only when we have the open mind, we can have effective learning in the class. Experimental learning, experiential learning actually helping us to have an effective learning. So whatever we are actually happens, that is fact. So we have the facts, what has happened, and that, so whatever actually happened is helping us to gain some experience, and that experience is helping us to understand the concept and to get the clear idea. And in the future, when we are just applying things, this knowledge and this experience will help a lot to take a better decision. Okay, so explore. You just ask questions whenever any questions comes in the mind. When you are just doing the case discussions, just try to get information whichever is essential for your case study, case teaching, and that experience, knowledge and experience, you try to connect them and just create a new understanding, better understanding. You just, when they are just sharing, when you are having your discussion, so you tell them, and even the people who are listening to you, they will also get a better understanding about it. Okay, this is how we are just reflecting. So whatever the our mind receives, when whatever thinking process gives you the final results, and that is actually helping every one of us. So learning process is actually involving students, is making the learning process enjoyable and effective. Can I just see whether are you able to see the picture, how it all started, the camel slide? I hope one of you is presenting the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just see the screen in the photo that actually, if I ask you to show the camel, uh, can you just tell me in which color the camel is in the picture?
Ma'am, maybe it's in the white color.
Very good. Actually, the white color, those who are saying white colors, this shows that you have a lot of experience. Usually, people, when they ask questions, they will not ask easy questions. They'll be asking tricky questions. So definitely what we have to do is the experience, what we have gained in the past, that is helping us to see the picture, to zoom the picture and see. When you are
Yes.
zooming the picture and seeing, actually that is the black color camel. Actually, immediately when we see the picture, only we think that black is the camel, but black is only the shadow. The camel is actually, which is below the feet of the shadow camel, which is in say yellow color or white color, whatever it may be, it depends upon your screen. Okay, so thing is the experience, what we have gained in the past, that is helping us to handle the situation. So what you are doing is immediately you are seeing, and you will just have the experience is telling you that don't just.
Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am. Sir, is it right? She is not audible, right?
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
audible.
Okay. So thing is, actually the experience is giving you that much maturity to handle the situation in a very careful manner. And the advantages of this case studies in the classes, the students get many skills like problem solving, analytical analyzing, and then decision making. And then even if things are not clear, how to just handle those situation, critical situation. And then when they are making the decisions, they have to be very alert, careful. So these types of knowledge, skills actually they acquire when the case study is actually case teaching is adopted in the class. This is clear. And this is what the so actually the result we actually expect. This is the main reason behind adopting this case teaching in the class. So whatever we think that is actually will have the impact on your action. Okay, whatever you do, that gives you an experience, and experience is helping you to reflect in the future. Okay, so the experience, past experience is just making us cautious whenever any question is asked, not to be very just say, not to answer it blindly, just go through it clearly and then giving the answer. So the experience that is reflecting in the future action. So that circle, acting, thinking, acting, experience, reflecting, all these things are connected. So well-designed experimental learning actually helping us to do things in a better manner. Okay, so the deep understanding of the subject matter, skill development through experiential learning definitely will help the individual as well as to the society, because the society will get a valuable human resource in the future, because our students are future generation and they'll be the future leader. So how we are handling, that is actually the how we are training, how we are molding, actually that is the final um, result that will impact the society on a whole. So always the individual action having the impact on the entire society. So since we are handling the future generation, we have to be very careful that properly in a plan, very effectively we have to handle them, and effective learning is essential. So when we just take care of all these things in our classroom, and when we are just planning properly, a proper execution of the plan definitely will help the individual student as well as the entire society to get a valuable human resource. So with this, I'll conclude my presentation. Thank you all, and sorry for the inconvenience caused due to the technical issue. I pray Almighty to bless us with good health and success. I thank the management and people for this wonderful opportunity given to share my views to the participants. I'm very much honored. Thanks a lot. Wish you all the best.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience on case studies with us, ma'am. Now the session is open for questions and answers. If any participants have any questions, can post in a chat box.
Ma'am, we will take up the questions.
Yes, ma'am.
When the questions are there, we'll just go with the further program.
Okay, ma'am.
Asha ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I now request Trustee, Seshadripuram Educational Trust, R.B. Mrutyunjay sir, to give a presidential remarks.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. I, on behalf of the Seshadripuram Institute of Commerce and Management, Drishti Faculty Development Forum, in association with Internal Quality Assurance Cell, in organizing the NAC criteria-based international level faculty development program. And I would like to thank the resource person, Dr. M. Amatullah Tawab, for giving us a wonderful insight, that is insight on the subject, that is the case study extensive experiment learning needs. I'm very happy to know that the 7 days international level faculty program is being organized, and a lot of participants have participated in the program and have got enlightened by your speech, ma'am. I feel that this kind of faculty development program has to be organized so that it will in turn benefit the students at large. The resource person, Dr. M. Amatullah Tawab, has rightly pointed out the quote, "Tell me and I will forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I will understand." Very true, ma'am. Unless we are involved, we'll not understand anything. So I feel we should involve for better understanding. You also pointed out that the key, KEY, K knowledge, experience, and deals. What we learn with pleasure will not forget. True, ma'am. Today, we have to provide a quality education to the students with modern technologies like digital library, value added courses, labs, and excellent infrastructure has to be provided to the students. By this, ma'am, the faculty development program is very much required not only to the faculties but also to the students. So those students, by this they may become a good citizens and become a leaders and everything. I thank the resource person Dr. Amatullah Tawab for giving us a wonderful insight on the subject, and I thank all the participants for participating in the program, and I especially thank the principal Professor Vidya Shivanadavar, who has taken keen interest in organizing the program during the COVID. Thank you all, ma'am.
Asha ma'am, you're on mute. Asha ma'am, you're on mute.
Yes. Thank you, sir. I now take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. M. Amtul Thawa, Principal and Head, PG and Research Department of Commerce, the Coed Millet College for Men, Chennai, for enlightening the knowledge on case studies. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my sincere gratitude to Trustee, Seshadripuram Educational Trust, RB Mrutyunjaya, sir. Thank you, sir. I thank our principal for encouraging us to organize this event. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I thank Head Department of Commerce and Management, Punita ji. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank all the participants from various institutions and universities across the globe for their active participation. Thank you all. I would like to thank all the faculty members for their enthusiastic participation. Thank you all. I thank technical team of Faculty Development Program for constant support in organizing the event. Thank you all. Then extend my sincere gratitude to Drishti Forum and IQSC for organizing the event. Thank you all. Dear participants, feedback form link will be shared in the chat box. Kindly fill and submit the same before 3 p.m. by today. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Amtul ma'am, for taking your time out and coming to our camp, coming to the online webinar and giving us extensive information about case studies and experiential learning, ma'am. It's really eye-opener for all the teachers here that we have to start with new pedagogy of teaching. I also thank Mrutyunjay sir. Thank you so much, sir. I know you are very busy. You have taken time out of your busy schedule and joined us, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you one and all. And all the day's session are available in the YouTube channel of the college. We'll share the link of YouTube in the group. You all can watch all the day's sessions. Thank you one and all. Ma'am, shall we end the meeting, ma'am? Yeah. Sir, shall we end, sir? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.